there's this kind of a
Yeah.
a scare screen basically, which
Is
I
there a
guess
scare screen? No.
it's kind of like throwing a barricade into a user funnel, literally.
Show me.
So Matej is probably
Here,
showing it
yes.
currently,
You see
and it literally reads that you're about to go to an external website. Apple is not responsible for the privacy or security of purchases made on the web. So all the ticks and
This is no bullshit gaming podcast, 2.5 gamers. Sharing actionable insights, dropping knowledge from our day-to-day user acquisition, game design, and ad monetization jobs. We are definitely not discussing the latest industry news, but having so much fun. Let's not forget this is a 4 a.m. conference discussion vibe, so let's not take it too seriously.
Hello, everybody. We have a special emergency episode today. My name is Matej Lancaric.
I'm Felix Braberg.
I'm Jakub Remiar.
And we are your hosts. And we also work as consultants on the UA, ad monetization, and game design side. So emergency it is because a couple of days ago, Apple versus Epic was the news, kind of appeared everywhere basically. So, and I also got an email from Apple about the outside of App Store payments. So we can just dive into it and see what happens because it's an absolute shit show already. So I got this email saying, hey, we would like to update you on the guidelines because from now on, we allow apps to offer in-app purchases to include a link to the developer's website that informs users of other ways of purchase digital goods or services. There's like a few requirements, everything that was added, which is, now you're allowed to actually include buttons, external links, or other calls to action that direct customers to purchasing mechanism other than in-app purchases. So this is first thing. And then we have some store kits, external purchase link entitlement. But then this is absolutely interesting. We believe Apple's in-app purchase system is the most convenient, safe, and secure way for users to purchase digital goods and services. If you are considering using this entitlement along with in-app purchase, which continues to be required to purchase of digital goods and services with your app, it's important to understand some features, blah, blah, blah.
TLDR, Apple allowed
TLDR, the history a little bit. So Epic is still in fight with Apple, and the Supreme Court rejected.
Ending.
Yeah, it's never ending, and Supreme Court just rejected the appeal of Apple, so they are now forced
appeal of Epic as well. So it's both appeals.
Both ways. So, but TLDR, you are now able to do links to your web stores in the apps, which was just what Matej read,
yes. But there's a twist.
But there's more. And we are going to talk about the more part now.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a twist.
The more part is that Apple will charge you a 27% commission to allow you to do so. So nothing has changed.
Amazing deal. Thank you very much. Perfect. So we got like few articles running around the internet. There's the one from Verge, which is not very detailed for us, basically. Just talks in like kind of generic. But our friend Neil from mobilegamer.biz had already 2 articles about this issue. Oh, so many things, man. It's amazing. And then we also kind of digging a little bit deeper into Reddit. What can we do?
Rumor on the streets and
rumors
blah, blah,
on
blah.
the streets, all this.
The rumor I heard on the street before this decision came through was that, developers, a lot of big name developers that we know, that we might have talked about on the pod before, they were doing this. Essentially, they were linking to their web store and then they were not getting charged. They still got charged from whoever they built the web store with, but that's like, maybe somewhere in between 2 to 6%. And they were doing so happily. And Apple and Google were turning a blind eye because essentially they didn't want to kick up a fuss, right? But now with the new commission that Apple's put in, they've actually made it worse, right?
Yeah.
Because if Apple are charging 27%, that's without the fee that you're getting charged with any like external web shops like Exola. They probably charge anywhere like between 3 to 6%, right? So it's coming in more than actually using the 30% actually set up in Apple's web store or app store, which is insane. That basically the system is so weird that they have to allow third-party payments, but then they put a commission. So it just feels to me that, you know, they have more firepower to spend on lawyers, so they're just dragging it out. I read somewhere that they like were trying to get Epic to pay $71 million for their legal
73.
fees.
Yes.
And if you think about that in legal fees, like what's that? Like hours? Like, geez, that's a lot of money. Like,
Yeah.
and me personally, I'm just taking a big sigh because can we, like, guys, like, we need a win. If you take away the IDFA, like, come on, give something back. I know it's about money, and I know it's your epic,
course,
like,
it's
perfect
business.
purpose in
It's
life
business.
to earn more money for your like shareholders. But come on, like,
And so
Thanks.
TLDR, Apple was forced to do something, but it's pretty much throw another wrench into the process and just delaying and stalling.
It's stalling,
which is,
yeah, it's stalling,
because what's gonna happen? Epic or whoever gonna appeal on this 27% commission fee, and the process continues, and more lawyers get rich. That's one way to do it. The
I
next
knew we should
milestone.
have gone into like legal work.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Definitely. The other interesting milestone to look for is the effective date of DMA, the European kind of
Digital
a
Marketing Act,
regulation that's going to be in
March 7th.
March 7th, which is going to cover this thing, if I understand correctly. And it could also kind of, at least that's what Tim Sweeney said, that like we kind of, he said like, we kind of lost in the US. Let's look for Europe, what it does there. So
Yeah.
that's another possibility. And then there's these kind of creative ways how to tackle this problem.
Yes, because effectively, what Apple said. Look, so you have a link, you have a button in your app, which is trackable, obviously, with whatever token. It doesn't matter. But in theory, you know, if you only say, well, you know, you can go to our website and just, I don't know, get a discount for whatever,
Bros.
for bros. Yeah.
Just so you know.
Plenty. Yeah, just, you know, just by the way, you know, just visit our website, whatever, and then you can get 30% discount. So, you know, there's no link, no clickable link. So plenty of people would most likely to visit the website on their own, you know, and just get the discount, sharing some of the savings with the developers, right? So, you know, there is, I think, an option without the 27% cut in theory. So, you know, by the way,
let's talk maybe in detail like how the process is, like this kind of Empire Strikes Back action in detail. So there's this kind of a a scare screen basically, which
Is
my
there a
guess
scare screen? No.
it's kind of like throwing a barricade into a user funnel, literally.
Show me.
So Matej is probably
Here,
showing it
yes.
currently,
You see
and it literally reads that you're about to go to an external website. Apple is not responsible for the privacy or security of purchases made on the web. So all the ticks and checks for all the words that you definitely don't want to use if somebody is going to buy something.
But if you see it
This
as well,
meme is just like, I know, that's exactly why I'm here.
honestly, like, yeah. But the thing is, if you thought that the IDFA screen was just you know, scary and then terrible, like this is like 5x or 10x worse.
Yeah, and then on top of it, there's other things in this process that you need to adhere to. That Tim Sweeney has a nice summary on his monthly X post, where you pretty much are required to open a generic web browser session, forcing the user to log into the developer's website again to make a purchase. And because of number 2, which like Apple dictates all aspects of the links and doesn't allow them in the app's ordinary payment flow, users will have to search all over again for the digital item they wanted to buy. So again, more barricades in the user whatever payment funnel. And then Apple will probably require for you to give them pretty much your transaction history so they can take their 27%.
Yeah, basically backtracking what you were talking about with the Google policy changes as well. the time and the refreshes again, like all the history. It's like, come on.
Yeah. So looking through the internet, as mentioned, there are people that are saying that you could effectively do this in a way that you don't induce the payment through the link in the app, but you just kind of move the user somehow to the web store. Doesn't need to be directly or somehow. And then it means that, or would that mean that you then are not forced to go into the 27% fee then?
I think like
Man,
you
it's
can't.
just
Yeah, you can't
such
offer
a-
any
Because think
discount.
about it. Even if you are able to like move your paying player base onto the web store, and like okay, let's okay, like we'll just go with this like one payment and we pay the 27%. But what about all the other payments?
But you need to, come on.
None
like
of
you,
them could then
Yeah.
should go through 27% because they're already there. So we don't need to put them links in there. And like we can say it on the store, like please don't click on any links on the app. Just remain on the web store and you can buy that with this giant discount. And we can do that.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you have this. You are doing these web stores so you can actually earn more money. And if you put discounts on your web store, and people or the players are going to click on the link, then you are paying 27% commission to Apple, and then 3 to 6% on like the payment
But
processing.
imagine that it's just like let's call it the transfer payment. You do some kind of a like very small whatever. You just sacrifice one payment that will be then with this kind of 27%, but then the users remain there. You don't need to link them all the
Okay,
time.
got it. Yeah, okay.
So all the
I
other
know what you-
LTV can be then yours.
I know what you mean. Okay, so yeah, okay, so you
It's just-
okay, so
yeah,
you,
I see
you
what you
will-
mean.
Yeah, okay, that's a creative way of.
Is this really what we're going to spend our time and effort to think about and focusing on? Because it's just
that's
like,
what we definitely need to do. Like
It's just-
creative
it's
ways
just-
how to save money.
it's just
Exactly.
such a way, like it's just so frustrating. Like there's an actor who doesn't want to let go of the 30%. 30% is way too much. If they moved it down to 10, we probably wouldn't have this discussion as fiercely. And then it's just, is this really
that's
what
why-
we should spend our time like focusing our efforts on like escaping Apple's new commission? It's just
that's my guess that it's going to happen because everybody's going to dispute this, and my guess is that if it's kind of I already found two creative ways how to go around this. So my guess is the policy will be updated next month.
Oh
Probably.
yeah, 100%. I mean, look, so
Because
it's
of
a living,
what I
it's
just
a living
said.
document. But like, I think like what Paolo mentioned in our Slack, which comes down to like the credit card payment fees, which is, I mean, it started like 10, 20 years ago, and Apple just scaled this effectively to like all their in-app purchases, making billions, basically. Yeah, billions.
So to keep in mind, I just looked it up before the podcast. So in 2022 was the full year, right? For Apple, it was 12% of Apple's revenues came from the App Store, right? So that's massive. Like that's a big chunk of change.
Yeah. Of course, you don't want to lose that money, right?
Yeah.
So, you have so many lawyers to think, and they're financial engineers. It's
There's
like
billions
genius.
on the table, so why don't you throw every single lawyer on the planet that you can to stop this? Like seems kind of obvious to me.
No, of
from
course.
Apple's side. Yeah.
Like if they change this 30% to anything less than 27, it's just they will lose billions on the Wall Street.
Yeah.
And of course, like there's army of people and companies doing all they can to keep this number the same as it was for a long time. It's just, man. Well,
what do you guys personally think of this? Like, what do you guys think?
So if I'm like whatever the monetization manager that's like in charge of this, like now we can link links into the app. Like what are you gonna do? So I'm gonna try these scenarios and go one by one and try to optimize them of which one's gonna produce the biggest kind of movement of payers from the app to the web store.
And now I'm just thinking about what you said about this, like one purchase only, and then you can do whatever else. Well, that's not how it works, man. So it's you have the link which has parameters, obviously, and cookies and all of the fun stuff. So if you have this parameter, and this also like how the multi website conversion and linking kind of works, you have this token which is going with you all the time. Even if you click on one ad on, let's say, Google search on web, and then you browse through e-commerce, whatever else, and then you come back, then it tracks you back to the paid, basically.
Assuming that you're in the same
Yes.
browser session.
Yes. So
So
it's
you
like,
reset the browser session.
Yes, but how many players will do that, honestly?
Payers, if they get discounts, they will do it.
Well, payers, yes, but
But we're talking only about payers.
Sure, but you said like, well, you need to guide them like how to do things so you earn more money so they can get discounts. So it's not that easy, because it's gonna be more complex solution than that.
Don't get me wrong, it's not gonna be easy, but
Yeah, okay.
what I'm saying, there's a way, and if there's a way,
there's always a way.
Try to use it.
There's
It's
always
such a
way.
waste of energy. I think it's just like, oh.
Well,
Because just think about it. Like, for instance, I don't know, Supercell. Supercell already had this kind of Supercell ID throughout all of their games, and once they have it, like, for instance, I'm cross-linking my Supercell games,
of course,
on emulators and stuff through that ID, not through Google account or whatever.
Yeah.
It works great. So imagine everybody kind of starts from here, and then like suddenly Apple kind of loses this tracking of the user that goes to the stores.
Yeah, but don't you remember we did it in Pixel Federation as well? We had our own web portal where we kind of tried to push a lot of people from Facebook Canvas and also from mobile, and like, yeah, it works like a charm, and it still works.
Yeah.
And people are already like doing it for years. It's just not like nothing new. It's just
not on industry-wide scale. That's the difference.
Yes.
Which could be the case here.
No, now it should be. I mean, like, Playtika has these Plarium as well, like all these like website.
Because imagine
purchases.
that, let's say games these days aren't really like just run in your mobile. They
No,
have their own
course.
communities, Discords, Reddits, whatever.
Yeah.
And imagine that like the official community messaging of every single kind of a company that tries to do this goes like into overdrive on all these platforms.
True.
Which
also
probably already is there.
Is there, yeah.
Because it already is there probably because they can do it, but now they can officially link it through the mobile users.
Yes, they can officially link it. Yes, they can officially link it and then put like a lot more. I mean, this kind of removes like maybe one obstacle. But
where do we think this is going to end up? And like, because obviously commission, this is ridiculous. Like when or where? Like where do you think this is going to go? Because this is like a bit ridiculous. They got rid of the 30% pretty much by going out, and then commission appeared. And I guess maybe 2 or 3 more years, legal battles, commission will decrease. Like, is that the most likely outcome?
It won't. Like they want to keep the in-app purchases in the store, so they earn 30%. Yeah. You see this, and this is exactly what they've done. So they said, oh well, yeah, of course, we will remove it. There, 27%. There you go, because it still makes sense mathematically for them to, even if they still like 27% on, they will make money on the bigger in-app purchases or whatever. So I don't think it's gonna go away.
The question is if there wouldn't be like a new store created at some point.
Well, it's yes. Apparently, there might be something already in the works from like Microsoft, but it's like it was already here, like did nothing. So
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But like you have this like South Korea 27%, Google Play. Outside
it's
the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. It was here for a long time.
But I think it also kind of needs to move a little bit culturally, because imagine, let's say, for instance, in China where you have like hundreds of these stores, people are kind of used to it. Here, they're just not used to it. So once they get used to it, then it's kind of probably the push kind of comes organically. Yeah. But until we have the alternatives, we can't really do that. So I don't know. Sounds like a chicken and egg problem to me for now.
Yeah, of course. And like these, like all the comments, like 27%, Apple has turned evil. Can't wait for alternative app stores and side loading.
Apple is doing exactly what it should, which is
I mean, if I was Apple, I'd be doing exactly
their
the same.
shareholders are okay.
Yeah, of course.
I love that. It's just like, guys, and then when we open up for third-party apps, I'll add a commission. It's just, well done, Apple. It's exactly what you should be doing.
Genius financial engineering or like whatever else as well. Like this is, kudos, but in terms of like the developers, it sucks.
Of the barricade anyway.
Yeah, exactly. We are not shareholders, so it's like, well, it sucks for us, honestly. So what next? We have Team Sweeney fighting the battle. I guess next kind of outcome will be March 7th.
We should do another pod then. See what happens.
Yeah, of course. Then we are good to, well, I mean, at least there's this positive way that you can actually link outside.
You can start being
you can
creative
start-
now.
Yeah, you can start being creative.
That's the
Exactly,
message
yes.
that I would
Yeah,
like
yeah.
end this with. Like, you can start being creative. It's legal.
Yes,
There's
exactly.
still 27% fee, whatever things there in the process, but it's based on your kind of hacks and tricks that you can
Yeah,
put
exactly.
it down. So feel free to join our Slack and share your knowledge with other
Yeah, sure,
people there,
exactly.
and we can talk about that in
We
detail.
can talk about different, because like this is what's going to happen. Like developers are going to, they're always talking to each other, right? So
Yeah.
there's if one company
Kinda
finds the
figures it out.
loophole, figures it out. Like, hey, there you go. Like we figured it out as well. So, this is definitely gonna happen.
Because imagine if you just figure out the loophole just to move the traffic, you cannot then
Yeah.
stop it because
Of
it's
course, yeah.
already there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah, of
if you
course.
move your paying user base to web, it's there, and what can Apple do? Nothing.
No, nothing. Yeah, of course, nothing. In theory, nothing. This is all theory. So, Also, the same thing with like just mentioning the discount in the app or game, and not linking it outside of the game and app. And so, like in theory, yes, could work because they can't track you back.
Yeah.
If there's no clickable link.
For high LTV games, this is something
yeah.
a must try.
They're already doing it for high LTV game. All mid-core games have like web client or PC client already.
Yeah,
So,
but now they have the the chains to, like, the keys to the door now. Like,
of course.
unlock their biggest segment there.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's it. Be creative. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
See you
Cheers,
around.
guys. Bye bye.